I'm embarking on a writing project that's going to require quite a lot of research. Lucky for me, that research involves watching a lot of old horror movies. And I'm talking B-movie schlock horror. Mad scientists, monsters, screaming girls, crumbling castles, lightning, fog, all that good stuff. And as I'm watching them, I figured I might as well share some of those great old movies with you. Starting with The Black Sleep from 1956. Spoilers are coming!
Beyond any terror ever known, The Black Sleep. It wakes the dead. 5 of the screen's greatest horror thrill stars: Basil Rathbone, Akim Tamirov, Lon Chaney, John Carradine, Bela Lugosi, and these beautiful women in their power. Pass through a madman's hellfire. Enter an ancient abbey's secret passage into the most terrifying torture dungeon from the medieval past. Shocking victims of a famous brain specialist gone berserk. Plunging you into a reign of terror.
That's cerebral fluid. But that means this man is alive.
Yes, alive.
This is criminal. Monstrous.
Mungo!
Why not use her? Put her on the Black Sleep. Take her up to surgery at once.
A horror beyond belief, feeding on beauty, lusting to claw the world apart.
It was released in America as a double feature alongside The Creeping Unknown, which, if you live in the UK, you might not have heard of it. Over here, it was called The Quatermass Experiment. The Black Sleep was so scary to audiences back in 1956 that the parents of Stuart Cohen tried to sue United Artists and the Lake Theatre for negligence after their 9-year-old son died of fright. He was so afraid that he ruptured an artery. So, I was excited to watch it. Now, luckily, my partner is Rachel. She's also a writer, and is also up for watching lots of old black and white movies with me, like all of the Universal horrors and all of that. You know, otherwise, I wouldn't get to watch these films. Now, written by John C. Higgins, who also wrote a film called Robin Crusoe on Mars, starring Adam West, as in the original Batman. So that's gone to the top of my to-watch list. I've only just discovered it in researching this video. The Black Sleep is about a mad scientist who is trying to cure his wife's brain tumor by experimenting on the brains of living people. It stars Basil Rathbone, the original, one of the original Sherlock Holmeses, as Dr. Joel Cadman. The mad scientist of the movie. In all of these movies, I've watched about 6 so far, all of them have a mad scientist in. The quality of the movement is heightened by the supporting roles, legends of Universal monster movies, Lon Chaney Jr. and Bela Lugosi. Dracula. So the movie begins with Dr. Gordon Ramsay, who I believe is an ancient ancestor of the chef.
Sorry.
Played by Herbert Rodley, is in prison the night before he is about to be hanged for murder, when he gets a visit from his old mentor, the mad scientist, Joel Cadman. Cadman tells Ramsay that he believes he is innocent but is unable to help. However, what he can do is make the whole hanging process easier by giving him this elixir, and he puts in the powder into his drink and he gives it to him. And Dr. Gordon Ramsay, after Cadman leaves, he takes the drink, and becomes unconscious. Cadnan was lying. It wasn't a sedative to help him. It was actually an East Indian drug called the Black Sleep, which induces a death-like state of anesthesia. That's a word I can't say. Anesthesia. Don't know if you can hear that, but Rachel is shouting the correct word from inside the building. What?
Sorry.
Don't say sorry, I need your help, I don't know words. Ramsey is pronounced dead in his cell by the guards, and his body is handed over to Cadnan. When safely inside Cadman's Abbey home, he is revived back from the dead. And Cadnan explains that he needs Ramsey's talents to help cure his wife's deep-seated brain tumor. And it's explained to Ramsey what the Black Sleep is and how he was able to rescue him from his certain death. Can you hear the rain that's coming down? That's real rain, but we'll use it as scary ambience. Hopefully lightning will strike. So they get to work examining the brain of a corpse. And the corpse is lying dead on the bed, having its skull open, and they're examining inside his brain. And later on, Ramsey learns that the corpse was not a corpse at all, but a living man. And him and previous cadavers are alive in the basement of the Abbey house where they are kept as prisoners, all of whom have suffered brain trauma because of the experiments of Cadman. Later in the movie, Ramsey goes down to the basement and discovers these victims, and one of them is Curry, the very man Ramsey was accused of murdering. And Curry is played by Tor Johnson, who's a big guy. Here's a picture of him, who you might recognize from Plan 9 from Outer Space, the infamous Ed Wood movie that is beyond terrible, famously the worst movie ever made. Tor is in that, and he's in this, and he is great because he's just a huge boulder with a face on it. Lon Chaney Jr., whose father was Lon Chaney, is in the movie. He plays a guy called Mungo, who walks with dragging his leg, and he's always attacking this Lady Monroe, Laurie Monroe, played by Patricia Blair. And it turns out later that Mungo is Laurie Monroe's father, who was an eminent medical professor, who had who suffered some kind of brain disease, which Cadman said he could cure, but he turned him instead into this. Now, the movie The Black Sleep was Bela Lugosi's last ever completely finished movie. The last movie he was ever in was Plan 9 from Outer Space, but he actually died before that film started. They filmed some test footage, or Ed Wood filmed some test footage with Lugosi, but Lugosi died before the movie was even started being filmed. But they put him in there anyway. They cut him into the final movie. So that's his last credit. The Black Sleep is his last movie. I love Bela Lugosi, however you say it. Whoa! All of his movies, he has a presence, and his voice. He always sounds exactly the same, and it's brilliant. Sounds like Dracula. I am Bela Lugosi. I can't do it. I don't know why I tried. I'm sorry about that. In this movie, I didn't recognize him at first. He plays Casimir, the servant, and he's completely mute. He doesn't speak throughout the whole film. He's sort of like, there's a part where he comes to tell Dr. Cadnam that there's a visitor for him, and the visitor is a gypsy, and so he describes him by sort of, like describing his hair and his earring. It's, yeah, I liked it. I liked it, but Lugosi hated it. he hated not having any lines in the movie, and he protested. He was very unhappy that his character didn't have any lines. So, to pacify him, the director, Reginald the Borg, filmed some dialogue scenes of the ghostie, and then just didn't put them in the movie. So yes, I should have said at the beginning, spoilers. I'll tell you what, I'll add list at the beginning of the film, of this video, and then it will be clear. Spoilers are coming! Okay. That will explain why you saw that at the beginning. The movie is great. I think you have to be in the right frame of mind. Aeroplane. We are plagued by flying machines. You have to be in the right frame of mind for these types of movies. They are not the fast-paced movies of today, obviously. I love watching them. They put a lot of effort into them. They're very atmospheric. This Black Sleep is very good. The scene where they're... the movie was praised for Rathbone's neuroscience skills. They actually got a real neuroscientist in, brain surgeon, to film his hands doing the fake brain surgery to give it more realism, which is ridiculous because the average viewer wouldn't have known how to do brain surgery. So the fact they went to that length is a testament to how good the movie is. It was played. It was released as a double feature, as I said earlier, of the Quatermass Experiment, a British movie, which I did watch afterwards. So I had the double feature experience. And I'm going to be doing a video about the Quatermass Experiment because that movie is leagues ahead in like the way the movie's put together and the framing and the cinematography. But A Black Sleep is great in its own way. It's exactly what you expect it to be. It's not like the kind of Dr. Pretorius from Bride of Frankenstein mad scientist, but it's a scientist with its psychotic ideas, doing psychotic things. And currently, if you've seen any of my videos before, you know that I'm a writer. Books, novellas, and movies. And I've spoken before about a screenplay I've been working on. That is finished. It's done. So I'm working on a new film now. I'm working on a screenplay that will be a homage to the old B-movies of the 40s and 50s. I love these old films, and I think if there's a trailer for a black and white movie that was made today with our production quality but was in black and white and had the lightning and crumbling castles and monsters and mad scientists in a lab, I would be the first person in the cinema to watch it. And so that is what I want to write. I've had an idea for this movie, which was actually an idea for a novella that I never wrote about 10 years ago when I was very into H.G. Wells. It was a H.G. Wells inspired. It's the kind of book I think he would have written. And the idea never got off the ground as a book. And I think it's because it wants to be a movie. So that's what I'm going to do. Shall I tell you? No, I'm not going to tell you what the name of the film is going to be. You'd have to subscribe to my channel, and in the future you will find out. So yes, that's why this is an AuthorTube channel, which is about writing. And I've just done a movie review, and I'm going to do more. And so if you're authors and you're going, why is this here? It should be about pens and things. Well, why not? It's my channel and I'll do what I want with it. If you want to watch The Black Sleep, it is available on Amazon Prime right now, so check it out. Now, subscribe to my channel and clear off.